So let's get right to it. Desktop Setups, Episode 1. Let's go. So starting off our episode strong, we have one from Jay Mart Bernardo and it's looking lit AF. Guys, black and white, pink and blue, saan ka magkakamali? Wait lang turn off natin sandali yung lights. Boom! Game on! Now, this astounding setup is running on an i9 9900K paired up with a Z390 Master and 2070 Super from Aorus. And para naman sa kanyang RAM, he has the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro, 32GB siya. And all of this is carried by the Seasonic 750 watts power supply. Now, para naman sa kanyang storage, he has the Samsung 970 EVO SSD na 500GB paired up with a 2TB HDD. Now, sa cooling naman niya, he's going with an AIO, which is the NZXT Kraken Z63. And inside, this is all, lahat to nasa loob ng NZXT H510 Elite case. Now, para naman sa kanyang peripherals, let's take a look sa kanyang keyboard. He's using the Red Dragon Yama White. If di ako nagkakamali, mahirap talaga hanapin yung Yama White. Now, para sa kanyang mouse, it's an Ajaz mouse that kinda looks like a Glorious mouse. Now, para naman sa sounds, it's a Logitech Z120M compact stereo speakers na makikita nyo sa tabi ng kanyang little dragon. And as well as an SteelSeries Arctis 5 headphones para naman sa kanyang gaming headphones. Now, sa monitor naman niya, the first one is a Spectre Pro 34 ultra-wide monitor. And yung makikita nyo naka-vertical alignment is actually a Philips 27-inch. Now, he's sitting on an ergo chair made by HBABA. Overall, the setup looks nice and makikita nyo naman na it was well prepared, especially para sa kanya. At pagpasok niya ng bahay or sa room niya, makikita nyo, home sweet home. Now, moving on to next one natin, if you're a fan of black, then get those notes ready sa setup na prepare ni Mont Loza. If you wanna get to know her more, her Instagram link is right down below. Now, para naman sa setup niya, it's actually powered by a laptop, the Asus X571GD, which has the GTX 1050 inside, and she upgraded her laptop to a 12GB RAM with two 512GB SSDs. Now, sa monitor naman niya, she has the View Plus 24-inch. It's a 1080p IPS monitor with 75Hz. And her mouse is a Razer Viper Mini, paired with the keyboard, which is the Keychron K6. An amazing mechanical keyboard, if I could do say so myself. And her mousepad is the Endgame Gear Viper NPC. Now, para naman sa kanyang audio gear, she's using the HyperX Cloud Stinger as her main headphone. Now, at first glance, di ka talagang makakapaniwala na babae ang naka-arrange ng mga to. But damn! I think I'm converting back from being a white-collar person to a black one. Nice! By the way, kung nagugustuhan nyo yung ganitong content, please make sure to like and subscribe. It will be a great help to keep going sa ating series. And continuing, our third setup was prepared by Prince Marquez, and it seems like our friend Marquez here is a fan of Gundam and Zoids. Nice hobby, bro. His setup could use a little more background detailing, but when you flick the lights off, you get to see the colors pop off. Now, para naman sa kanyang PC, his CPU is a Ryzen 5 2600 paired with the ARX 580 Nitro Pulse. His motherboard is the B450 Mortar Titanium from MSI, and he's using a 3000 MHz RAM from T-Force. It's the Delta White one. His storage is the mix of a 120GB SSD and a 1TB HDD. And his CPU is actually cooled by the AuraFlow 360 Snow Edition. And all of these are enclosed in the Rakhalia ATX. Now, para naman sa kanyang monitor, he's using a 144Hz monitor from HKC. It's a curved 24-inch. Now, yung keyboard niya is a Roxinag mechanical keyboard, and his mouse is the Logitech G102 as well as a Glorious Model D mouse. Now, sa mousepad naman niya, he's using a Fantech Firefly mousepad if you're interested. And sa audio na niya, he uses an Edifier R128 speaker. Overall, makikita natin that the setup looks budget-friendly and one that you can use as a starter inspiration. Now to end this episode with a warm welcoming, we have one coming from Sheerwood John Caday. And a warm welcome indeed. Now for his PC, he has the Ryzen 7 2700X, he has RX 5700 XT with it, and he has 64 gigs of HyperX Fury RAM to go along with it. Now all of these are placed in the Asus Strix B450F. For his storage, he has 1TB of SSD paired with the 128GB NVMe SSD and 2TB of HDD. For his keyboard, he's using the glorious GMMK Compact Hot Swap, nice one, and an Ajas 21 keypad for his numpad. On the sides, you'll see the Edifier R128 speakers as well as a Logitech Brio webcam, it's a 4K webcam, and a Rode PodMic dynamic microphone he uses for podcast. Now he has a Google Home at the back, a Google Nexus as his clock. He also has a Corsair Harpoon wireless mouse, and lastly a Logitech G633 for his headphones. A nice one indeed. Now for his monitor, he's actually using a Scepter 34-inch 144Hz and it's curved. Now this setup screams natural tones and I'm loving that coiled wire. Now this will be our last setup for this episode and it's fine. And that's it para sa ating desktop setups episode 1. Now if you like the video, stay tuned as I'll try to post more episodes of this and sana maging tuloy-tuloy siyang series. Thank you and see you next time.